Guess what's back? That's right, it's the Transistor Show, but this time I'm not alone, and in case you don't know what the Transistor Show, it is a show that features local artists exactly the way you would see them out playing, and you know, sometimes you need a partner in crime, and so I am not going to do the intro. I'm going to let him introduce himself. This guy right here.
Hi everyone, my name is Tommy Rage. I work at 94.1 JJO, and I'm also a Maximum Ink writer. And I've been doing radio for about 20 to 30 years, so it's always good when I get to do some television and be with this fantastic co-host, or her show, The Transistor Show. So thank you for having me.
It's our show. It'll be our show.
Really?
We'll see how you do today. This is the test.
We hope you come back.
It's the test.
Okay, we'll let them decide.
So we have a really fantastic guest today. I'm super excited. Karen Wheelock has been gracious enough to come in, and really, seriously, like, very brave to come and be on our first show. So Karen, you want to introduce yourself and tell everyone, because there's a couple layers to you that I'm really excited about. So tell everyone the music piece.
Okay.
And then let's talk about the radio piece.
Okay.
All
right. Well, my name is Karen Wheelock. I'm a singer-songwriter here in Madison. I play out a lot, and I've recorded a couple EPs, and yeah, I like to write my own music. I like to play. I also play at senior facilities a lot, so I play a lot of oldies as well. But normally I go out to bars, music venues, coffee shops, what have you, and play mainly my own music and sometimes some covers as well.
And Tommy and I know you a different way than music, so tell everybody about, if they can't go see you out, they can hear you.
Yes, I'm a co-host on the Jimmy K Show, which is on WSUM now, on Wednesdays from 8 to 9 p.m., and that's 91.7, or you can go to WSUM.org to listen to us. So there's 3 co-hosts on the show, and my segment is called the Fierce Female Feature. So I'm bringing in different women in the community in the arts, music, and entertainment scene, and talking to them about what they do. And I also do the Mad City scene, which is just talking about the different events coming up in the Madison area and any announcements in the scene as well.
Okay, and speaking of the music scene, I know Tommy wanted to talk to you about this. There was a big event a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
You won an award.
I did.
The Mamas, tell us about that. What was the award for, and how did that really make you feel?
Well, thank you. I was not expecting to win. It's the Madison Area Music Association Awards. Do you want a background on what that is?
Yeah,
a little bit?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So basically, the Madison Area Music Association is a charitable organization that raises money to get instruments in the hands of kids in the Madison area, and just kind of support the music programs in the schools. And every year they do kind of a Grammy-style award show to highlight the different local musicians. There's a lot of different categories that people can be up for, and the one I won was Alternative Performer of the Year. Nice. And I'm really excited about it, and it's actually kind of helped me too with booking shows. I think the week after the Mamas, I got 6 different people reaching out to me about booking shows. So I'm like,
was this your first nomination?
No, well, I was nominated for 3 this year, and that's the one I won. A few years ago, I won New Artist of the Year and Folk Americana Album.
Nice.
And the year before that, I got Compilation Album of the Year, but I was the only one up for the award, so for that one.
So with all these nominations, then, you've really been playing out for a little while then, and are really familiar in the Madison area, playing out. What types of venues do you like to play at, and which ones, if people wanted to reach out to you, which ones would you love to go and play?
Yeah, so one of my monthly gigs is at the Up North Bar. It's right next to the Essen House.
Sure.
Downtown. I play the last Friday of every month there, and it's kind of nice to have something that's consistent that people can always find me at. I have played places like Crescendo, the Brink Lounge. I have a show coming up at the Brink Lounge. I'm going to start a monthly all-female songwriter circle at Communication, which is a new venue on Milwaukee Street, and it's kind of like a DIY arts collective type of venue. So I'm going to be playing there this Tuesday, but then also I'm going to be organizing it in the future monthly as well. Yeah, just different coffee shops, venues. I really miss the Frequency already, and I've played there many times, and I really miss that because it's just a great space to play. So
fantastic. And if people wanted then to find out where you're going to be at next, is there a place that you share that people can go and look that up? Yep.
So I have a Facebook page for my music. It's just facebook.com/Karen Wheelock Music, I believe. Yeah. And then I have a Reverb Nation page where you can hear the music as well, and I always post all of the shows on there too, and that's just reverbnation.com/Karen Wheelock. Working on getting an actual website going, but for now, that's what I have.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It works. So we have a part of the show you guys don't know about because you're both new. So what I would do, kind of give people a little taste of where your musical influences come from.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me if you could go on tour with anybody.
Well, you know the answer to that.
I know the answer. I'm pretty sure Tommy knows the answer. But people watching, I think we need to talk about this a little bit because you're brightening up. You're glowing with excitement. So
because let's be honest, though, if people don't know this, you've also talked about this on your love affair, shall we say, on the Jimmy K Show. So really, you shared it both with us and on the Jimmy K Show. So if you need to find out more, listen to her on the Jimmy K Show.
Yeah,
but the one person you do talk about a lot is
Dave Grohl. Yeah, I love Dave Grohl. I think he's amazing. So the Foo Fighters is my favorite band. It's not necessarily the style I play, although sometimes I do cover some of their songs. I'm a little more acoustic-y, singer-songwriter-y. They have been known to collaborate with some singer-songwriters, though, like Nora Jones in a song with her. But yeah, I love them.
what? Okay, because we kind of touched upon this, but what about Dave Grohl? What is it?
You know, I was thinking about it like after, because I couldn't really answer it when you asked me that before, and I think it's just something where it's just like a feeling I can't explain. He's just so talented, and he's just a really nice guy too. He's like the nice guy of rock and roll, you know. And I just feel like he'd be really personable to talk to, and he's somebody I'd just like to, you know, grab a beer with and chat with. Not necessarily have a love affair with. Everyone thinks that because I'm a woman that's what I want, but not necessarily.
How did you get into playing music? Like how did you pick up a guitar? How'd that happen?
Well, I got my first guitar in high school, and I was kind of dinking around on it, but I didn't really learn it very well. And then in college, I started dating a guy that had been playing since he was 3, and you'd think that would really help my guitar skills, but it did the opposite because he was not very supportive of my lack of skills, I should say. So I was actually very self-conscious about playing guitar for a very long time, and eventually I was just I really wanted to write music. I didn't really know how. But I actually went through a big breakup, which is, I think, a lot of ways that people start their music sometimes. And that I just wanted to put my feelings into a song, and I just started kind of playing it a little bit, and I wrote a breakup song. And then from there, I just started writing other songs as well. And the way that I started playing guitar in front of people, I was comfortable singing but not playing guitar. The way I started playing guitar in front of people was I started playing at senior facilities, which is the most forgiving audience ever. And they just loved having me there. And I actually got a lot better and more confident at guitar by doing that. So,
do you have a process when you write? I know that sounds cheesy, but I've had people come on and they'd be like, I write in the bathtub. I don't quite, but I don't write songs, so I'm always curious.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends to me on what I'm writing about. So, I mean, I've written songs on my couch. I've written songs while driving. I'll get something stuck in my head and kind of record it on my phone and then kind of expand on it later. Sometimes I just start journaling thoughts and that becomes a song. I took a songwriter class a couple months ago, and they gave us prompts. So I got the prompt of tree stump and melancholy, and I had to like write a song based on that. And I was like, I don't know how to do this, but I just sat down and just started writing things. I came up with a song in an hour, which is like record time for me because I'm actually a slow songwriter. But yeah, so I think it's just different depending on what I'm writing about and what kind of mood I'm in, I suppose. But I don't have like a special spot really that I write. Usually it's at home though.
I'm just waiting for the next hit single, "Sad Stump," to come out because that really sounds like it's really turning a few pages then and opening up your creative process. Do you ever feel like you get stuck in a rut?
Oh yes, I do. I've started so many songs that I haven't finished, and a lot of them are ones that I'm like, this is like really good, and I want to like put this out in the world, but I just can't figure out how to finish it. And sometimes I'll get a friend, I'll sit down with a friend and kind of get them to bounce ideas off of, or that I can bounce ideas off of, and see if they have any suggestions or anything like that. Sometimes they don't even have to be a songwriter. It's just somebody who just wants to sit down and listen and see if they have any suggestions. I still have songs that I really want to finish that I just cannot. The day I wrote the tree stump song, I was trying to finish a bunch of different songs and I just couldn't, and I was just like hitting a wall, and I went for a walk and I came back and then I wrote that in like an hour. So yeah, and there's many more that I want to continue to kind of hash out as well.
It's great when I hear local artists who still have a passion and still have a fire of things that they have left to finish, because it always makes you realize that when they go out and play, you're always going to hear something new, you're always going to hear something original, and you're always going to hear something local, which is a great draw for anyone in Madison who wants to go and check your show out. So that's I'm glad you still have that drive.
Well, thank you.
So, okay, I'm going to do this to both of you guys. So back in the day, the old Transistor Show, we would pick genres, and based on the genres, you would tell me your top 3 bands.
Oh boy.
And we'll just do one. And if you don't like that genre, it's okay. This is a judgment-free zone. I always tell, you guys know I'm a teacher offline, so I always tell my kids, if we all like the same thing,
sure,
the world would be a boring place. So we're going to do metal in honor of this one. We'll start with favorite metal band, because you're rocking.
I do, but I'm a bit of an old school. I kind of go where the genesis and the beginning all began with metal. So I'm a huge Black Sabbath fan. Where it kind of all began. So that's really.
Frony's giving his approval.
Well, that's when people even in the station even enjoy that. So really, you can't go wrong with Black Sabbath. And if you're going to start someplace, start there.
Okay, Karen.
Metal. Lords of the Trident. Local band.
Nice local band. Perfect.
I'm not a huge metal person, but I really do enjoy hearing them and seeing them, and I've been in, I think, 2 of their music videos.
Wow, look at you.
But yeah, they're fun.
Mine is, and I may get my card taken away, and that's okay. I've been listening to Mastodon a lot lately. I'm a big fan of Mastodon, and they're playing with Dinosaur Jr. in Milwaukee pretty soon. See, I got this from Don behind the camera. So
right, there you go.
So Mastodon is kind of my jam right now. Other side of the spectrum, and just because it's kind of been buzzing in my brain lately, country. Yeah, you guys laugh. Here's the deal, though. I'm going to say this. Country gets a bad rap. And my grandmothers were the people that cooked in the kitchen and had music on, and it was country, but it was not the pop country you hear now. It was, and I can say it, it was the badass country. It was Waylon, it was Willie, it was those people. So, country.
Country? I'm not going to go with Johnny Cash. I'm going to save that for someone else. If you'd like to have that, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to go with the Red-Headed Stranger, because I do love Willie and his outlaw country. So that's where I'm going to have, and his songwriting capabilities. I mean, let's face it, he's written more songs that I think that has been covered in the country genre than almost anybody. So, and I think that really owes a lot to his longevity, the fact that he can still write great outlaw country.
Okay, Karen?
I do enjoy Johnny Cash, actually, and I cover him at shows sometimes. I like to play Ring of Fire on my ukulele.
Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.
Give it a little
We're gonna have to check that show out
twist.
then. There you
Oh,
go.
I'm like, that's awesome.
And I am more into the older country than the modern. But if I were to pick a more modern one, I would say Chris Stapleton.
Okay,
just
yes.
because he just has so many sides to him. My boyfriend would be very proud of me saying this right now, because I'm like usually like, no modern country, you know. But he's kind of gotten me onto Chris Stapleton a little bit, and I think, I think he just has so many sides to him, and
He's speaking of your boyfriend. He's done some great duets with his wife, and so those absolutely sound wonderful as far as his collaborative effort to work with other people.
Yeah, and I mean, I have one of the music videos that my boyfriend keeps playing is the one with Justin Timberlake.
Sure.
And which, and the two of them together, and I'm like, I would never think that would work, but it does.
It does.
And he just kind of has like a real. I'm into, like, I like to say I'm into honest music.
Yes.
So, and I think that's where the gap is for me with a lot of the modern pop country is like it seems too much of a like performance pop type of thing where without like talking about like your feelings and like your what's real and everything like that. So
I
that's why
disagree.
like
I thought Billy Ray Cyrus really hit it on the head when he told people not to break his achy, breaky heart. I mean, that's really. It's emotional. It gets me. It really, really gets me.
For me, right now, it's, and this is kind of, there is an album out called Restoration, and it is a bunch of country artists doing covers of Elton John. And Little Big Town does a cover of Rocket Man, and I cannot seem to stop listening to that song.
Nice.
And so Little Big Town, and Chris Stapleton actually does a cover of Show Me Love that will give you goosebumps. It's just beautiful. And pop artists do a cover called Rejuvenation, so they mirror it. But I'm going to be really straight and say that I think the country artists do the Elton John songs more justice because it's raw and rootsy and kind of speak to lyrics. So there you go. There's mine. Okay, last genre, guys. I'm looking at the albums on the table to see. Let's do pop, because pop is just fun. I'm looking at my Scritti Politti album. It's $1.99, I think. Okay, Mr. Rage, pop.
I don't listen to a lot of pop. I have to be honest with you. So I really don't know as far as pop. The only one that I really think is very much talented off the top of my head is Bruno Mars. I see that he is an outright talented musician. He can do a lot of different things, and he keeps turning his sound over. So as far as someone that people might be familiar with, I'll probably have to go with Bruno Mars.
Okay, Karen?
I'm kind of along the same lines of not really listening to pop music, like what's on the radio and all that stuff.
Right,
so I
exactly.
don't really know like as much as maybe other people do. But yeah, Bruno Mars is really talented on different instruments and writing and all of that. I kind of like Lady Gaga too, just because she's so different and pushes the envelope, and she can play really beautiful music on piano, and she can strip down to being very real. So.
Well, for me, it's whatever my kid tells me. Pop music, so we'll just go with that. So it is about the time where we have to wrap this part up, but we have a new feature that Tommy's in charge of.
I did.
I'm
excited about it. I'm excited about it. We get to hear Karen play for us though in just a moment, don't we?
Yep.
Okay.
So we're gonna do the new segment. Karen's gonna get herself ready to play, and then we're gonna come back. So you have seen the first part of the Transistor Show. Come back to see our part of the Transistor Show, and then we're going to see Karen perform. Thanks a lot. Hey guys, it's Caprise. Welcome back to the Transistor Show. I'm hanging out with my tentative new co-host. That's what we'll say, Tommy Rage. Hey Tommy, how are you?
Good. Glad to be back with you.
So we have a new segment.
We have a brand new segment. So for those of you who may have been following the Great Transistor Show on Facebook, or of course your radio show, which is
Play anything.
Play anything. Where can people find that?
So 103.5 The Sun, so Praise Community Radio Station. You can hear it Mondays at 3 p.m. and Thursdays at 9 a.m.
And they can also find it on Facebook.
On Facebook.
And for those who have followed on Facebook and who have followed the Transistor Show, may have noticed that we had a brief segment and a brief discussion on some of the things that we talked about. And one of the humorous pieces that you and I both found a little bit funny about the music industry, being involved in music, are some of the things that happen in music. So we're going to give you that to start off things, and don't look at it from the top down. This would be the Transistor Show top 10 cod pieces in music.
Okay.
So we're going to stop out at number 10, and Caprice, if you would like to share with the audience the first picture that you have there with everyone. That would be Ian Anderson. Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull. I don't know if you had a chance to look at that, Caprice. I don't really know if you were much of a Jethro Tull fan.
No.
But he played a flute. So if you play a flute, you have to wear a codpiece. It's in the rules. Look it up. Number 2, or excuse me, number 9, counting down our list, Axl Rose.
Oh, I can already see it. I don't know. Okay.
There you go. Oh, welcome to the jungle. No, let's not. All right. Number 8, King Diamond. Now, many people might not know this, but he's Danish, and we all love Danish.
Okay.
So, you know, let's stick with that one. We'll go to number 7.
Okay, all right.
Right?
Oh, I
Number
love this
7.
one. Yay!
Cameo.
I'm so excited about this one.
There you go. Word up.
Word up.
Do we have to say any more? Keep it simple.
Well, there it is. We had talked about this might be the uniform here at the Transistor Show, but
Well, it might be. So this is why we're doing the list.
okay, all right.
It
all right.
pays to stay attention to the Transistor
right.
Show. See?
Okay.
Going on to number 6,
Oh.
David Bowie. I know you're a big fan of David Bowie.
David Bowie in Labyrinth. Oh,
Yep. Ziggy Stardust.
Ziggy Stardust. Love it. Love it.
I know you're a Bowie fan.
I am very much. Okay.
Absolutely. Number 5, Alice Cooper.
Alice. Nice.
The Godfather
Whoa,
himself.
that is a holy bucket. That. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with Alice Cooper, the man who started it all. Number 4, Rob Halford.
You know what? Like, okay, take my card. I don't care. But I just think that he's the man. He is amazing. He's got some pipes. And just as a human being,
Yes.
incredible. So,
Downright
Good
downright
choice,
great.
good
And if you're
choice.
going to go in all leather, ladies and gentlemen, fashion sense, please, of course, wear a codpiece.
there you are.
I
There
mean,
you
that's
are.
just the fashion sense from the Transistor Show.
Rob Halford.
There you go.
Okay.
Number 3, Gene Simmons.
Wow. You really
Need we
can't.
not say more?
You can't have this list and not have him on there.
Exactly.
So, okay, so I feel like I have to hide the next one. I need to preface it.
Odorous Arungus from Gwar.
Oh,
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Oh.
you're familiar with Gwar, are you not?
I am. And
Can you share a brief story with everyone out there?
look at I folded it. I'm not showing. I'm not showing the whole. Okay, I'll share my story.
Yes.
I got invited to go to a Gwar concert. Again, Gwar, not showing the whole page. Sorry, guys. And we were front row because we got really good tickets. And all my friends are doing this. Yours truly is doing this. Where's the problem at the Gwar concert with a girl doing this? I think you all know. Anyway, ta-da!
But you enjoyed it.
I did.
Oh, I knew she would.
was-
All right, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Last but not least, Blackley Laws from Wasp. Now, people may not know that this is a very famous album that he came out with a wonderful cod piece, and it was, look it up, it's like a beast. I can't say the rest of it, but he's very famous, and that's why he's number 1 on the Transistor Show's top 10 rock icons.
I feel like I, again, have to do this. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Was there a rumor that you had a similar?
Well, they're
item?
it. Tune in next time, ladies and gentlemen, on the Transistor Show.
Oh my
Is
goodness.
that a codpiece or a three-piece dinner?
Oh my goodness. So, yeah, there was our Top 10.
That's what we talked about online. So again, remember to follow on Facebook the Transistor Show for any upcoming top 10 lists and when the shows are going to be airing next.
That was okay. That wasn't that bad. I survived it.
Congratulations.
I was a little nervous at first. Thank you for letting me edit a little bit. I'm going to go take a moment, and when we come back, we'll have Karen Wheelock, and she will be performing live for us. So come on back. Thanks for joining us. See you in a few minutes. Hey guys, welcome back to the Transistor Show. I hope you came back after the last segment. I'm sure you did. And if you didn't, you have no sense of humor. Anyway, we are about to do my favorite part of the show. It is where the bands come in and perform just like if you went out and saw them live. And Karen Wheelock is going to do just that. So without further ado, take it away, Karen.
This is a song I wrote for my mom. It's called Smiling On. I hope I can keep this in my head. A phone call, letter, what you said, but I will keep smiling on. If there's times I can't decide, will you be there to give me peace of mind as I'm smiling on? I guess I might seem a little behind. You might call me one of a kind, but I will keep smiling on. Ooh, ooh. This is something that I fought. When you remember me, give me a second thought and start smiling on. This is a song I wrote for a friend who is going through a tough time. It's ended up being the title track of my newer EP. It's called So Far. You deserve so much better than what you've had so far, so far, so far. You've been hanging your head low, she said. You've been walking a little slow, she said. Think it's time you hit the road and take a drive in the sunshine. Ooh, she said. You deserve so much better than what you've had so far, so far, so far. Leave the luggage and go wander, she said. Leave the darkness under cover, she said. Trade it in for a blanket of stars. Take a walk in the moonlight. Ooh, she said. You deserve so much better than what you've had so far, so far, so far. And she'll await the day when you can say it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Because you deserve so so much better than what you've had so far, so far, so far. So far, so far. This is a song called Your Light that I just recorded a music video for. It's not quite out yet, but keep your eyes open for it. My heart is in my ears. My stomach is in knots. I can barely breathe when I see you. Please forgive me if this is awkward. I'm rusty, but whose lips are kissing you tonight? Whose arms are holding you tight? Can I be your light? I can't tell left from right. My head is not on straight. I wear your attention like a corsage. Please forgive me if this sounds silly, but whose lips are kissing you tonight? Whose arms are holding you tight? Oh, whose lips are kissing you tonight? Whose arms are holding you tight? Can I be your light? All right, this is going to be my last one. Once again, my name's Karen Wheelock. This is the Transistor Show. This is my song, Imaginary Girl. It's the title track of my first EP. I'm not overconfident, but your nice words soothe me. I'll put my heart in it, so please don't fool me. I'll be your imaginary girl. Maybe in another life we would be for real. We would take ourselves for granted and follow our uphill. But for now I'm your imaginary girl. And we sit at an imaginary table, and we drink from imaginary cups, and we listen to imaginary music while we imagine that we'll always be in love. You smile at me, dance with me, you hold me in your arms, you protect me, you fight for me, you keep me from harm. Can I be your imaginary girl?
Some dreams are best left in sleeping heads. Don't bother questioning what might have been. I'll be your imaginary girl. Yes, I'll always be your imaginary girl.